attitude when he was on that roll in midwinter. Maybe he was just learning how to go and win races and just learning the knack of things. But hopefully No News can run well. Number 6 is Fayersell. Callum Shepherd rode a big price third in the first race. He's got Fayersell here, who won't be an 80-1 shot, who's actually returning from hurdling and has rejoined the current team, that being Mike Murphy and Michael Keedy, rejoining them. Finished lame at Ludlow on Hurdle's debut last time. But he's down to a mark of 59, and given he's never won off a mark in the 60s, it's reasonable to assume he's getting back to his kind of time regarding handicaps. Number 1's next. Bell's gone, so we'll have a look at number 1. That's the widest drawn horse. That's Roger Henry, who's only had 3 starts. Handicap debut today off 64. The trainer's here, I think. Jamie Osborne's a fine big horse, Roger Henry. Cheap pieces go on. That career debut back in February at Southall was the most positive so far, but it's still very early days. He's got speed, and I wonder if he's going to try and get across and try and form the pace from stall 11. So look at a good selection ahead of race 2. And just as you say that, thanks, Tom, he's been caught. He had a jolly few minutes. Hopefully he's all okay. And ditto Marco. Poetic Jack, who would have been making the first start in 140 days, but we'll have to wait that bit longer. It was interesting speaking to Adam Farragher after the first race, where Miss Sunset Strip was successful. And given we have had a fair bit of rain here in the build-up to the meeting, usually that makes it compact a bit and can be that little bit quicker. But I think it was a feeling among his weighing room colleagues, or certainly that he was relaying, that it felt like it was riding quite deep. And the time was some 3.5 seconds slower than standard. It was not a bad time by any means, Miss Sunset Strip, certainly in the context of how the race was run. But perhaps not quite as quick out there as it can be when the rain comes down. Anyway, money for Heerathetrack, who's now 4-1 shot. The 11, who's going to break from 6 under George Rook for trainer Mark Usher. Heerathetrack, who has done his winning here at this track. 2 wins from 29 starts, both of which in classified races this year. But he's been in the best form of his career this year in 2024. Going back up in trip from Kempton last time, that would look more of a positive. It's been quite a changeable market. Alexander James, supported from earlier, who looks for a first win of the year. He's an infrequent winner these days. He's been capable in better grades, but it's a good long time since he last won a handicap. And based on previous winning marks, it could all click together, and in which case he'd be a strong player. But it's not so much solidity necessarily on recent form with a Heerathetrack, or certainly Alexander James. Dawes Toy Boy reserves his best for here, runs most here. Roger Henry right up the top, 17-2 was the price I noted down, and even with the withdrawn horse, there's no huge movement on a horse who's drawn out in 11. And there he goes, back to the stable, Poetic Jack. But Roger Henry, that wide draw out in 11, Jamie Osborne is here. It's in the trainer's own colours. Makes the handicap debut off 64. The cheap pieces are on. It's a wide draw. It is the widest draw. But it is still very early days, and he's got speed. And if he's entitled to show that, then out of 11, he can be in the mix. The cheap pieces go on that horse. No News has got a bit of solidity. Took a while to win, but when last seen, midwinter, was in great form. Almost landed a hat-trick. Just denied at Kempton back in January when last seen, and drops back to 7 furlongs. That won't be a problem. It's won at that trip, and off the reassessed 61 on the return. That's a bit of a question. Marco Ghiani walks back in. He's absolutely fine. Probably just a bit frustrated that Poetic Jack's not a ride in this race. But back to No News. I absolutely loved his attitude, and if 99 days later he's in the same place that he was, he's got a lovely draw in 1 and finished when last seen in great form. But it's a question of where he is on this return. Quick look at the market again. They're spinning round again, and Heerathetrack has been supported 4-1. Alexander James supported 9-2. Fayasel is now 6-1 shot. Callum Shepherd had a big price third in the first race. This one a fraction of that price. Fayasel, who's actually returning from jumping, was found to be lame at the end of that Ludlow hurdles race last time, the hurdles bow. And I think there's an element with him. It's all about the handicap, Mark. I think certain horses clearly run to the ratings they're capable of and can win off certain races, ratings, but no higher. 60s are a struggle for him, but Fayasel's down to 59 again, and it is marks in the 50s when he wins. He's rejoined the Mike Murphy and Michael Keeley team. No News goes forward. Who else have we got to go in? A couple of others. There's Alexander James, supported. There's the striking grey on the far side. You won't miss Dawes Toy Boy. It's a little while since Dean Ivory's had success, but be hopeful that Dawes Toy Boy, who's 2 from 21 around here with 9 placed efforts, but who hasn't won since November of 2022, can put his best foot forward at his beloved track. So beloved, he runs here most of the time. Rose Fandango is a last time out winner. That horse 4 going in stall 3 under Holly Doyle, a horse who popped up at 25-1 last time. And first time tongue ties, only gone up a couple of pounds, and based on old form, that new handicap mark wouldn't handicap him out of it. Anyway, bit of a delay owing to the fact that if you're just joining us, Poetic Jack got loose. But last one goes forward, and Richard's going to call them home.
All set. And they're off. Bo Taifan was a little bit lethargic out of the stalls, the grey towards the inside, as early on the lead on the inside is with Rose Fandango, who races on the inner of So Chic, and right on the inside, No News. Fayacel is also joining in from wide out, with Here at the Track, the grey settling in 5th place. Pink Jacket of Roger Henry's towards the outside, ahead of Doors Toy Boy, the lightest of the greys. The inside is Bo Taifan, who's got past a couple of them, and they include Alexander James, who's 3 from the back, and Fei Fei, who's last of all. So Fayacel has crossed over to lead, attended by Roger Henry, as they move out of the back straight. Rose Fandango, blue and white checks, races in 3rd place. So Chic, Yellow Jacket in 4th, then No News. Here at the Track, the grey in blue and white from Bo Taifan, another grey in the lilac colours. Pink and black checks of Alexander James, then Fei Fei in the two-tone blue, and the light blue of Doors Toy Boy will be last of all on straightening, as they make their way now with 3 furlongs to go. So heading towards the home turn, Fayacel out in the lead for Chelmsford. Driven in pursuit is Roger Henry. Then Rose Fandango. In 4th place towards the outside is So Chic. Then Here at the Tracks in 5th. Towards the outside, Alexander James tries to stay on. No News under strong pressure, as Fayacel is now mastered by Roger Henry. Here at the Track continues to stay on. Also staying on from the back is Fei Fei, but it's Roger Henry here at the Track. Fei Fei down the outside, Alexander James. Still spearheading the formation is Roger Henry, and it's Roger Henry. We're getting the first success from Here at the Track, close for 3rd. Alexander James on the outside of Fayacel, then Rose Fandango, and Fei Fei was next across the line.
Yeah, the trainer was here to see his own colours carried to success with his daughter aboard, Saffie Osborne, riding Roger Henry to success, and has beaten Here at the Track, who was backed. That promised a big run, and that's exactly what we got. And actually a photo finish for 3rd, involving another of the supported horses, Alexander James, horse number 2, and Fayacel, horse number 6, who took a little bit of a bump under Chelmsford from the winner, just as maybe inexperience was starting to show. But take it back to the very beginning, and you'll see that it wasn't actually the quickest start from a horse who I hoped would be fairly quick out the blocks on this, the handicap debut. 15 days only since last seen, but wasn't any of it. But you can see that both Chelmsford and Saffie Osborne from stalls 8 and 11 respectively, just looking over, I don't think they had to exert so hard to get across. They've had to work to do it, but from this point onwards, after a fairly inauspicious start, Roger Henry was able to get prominent, and today off a mark of 64, the first start in handicap company, with the cheek pieces on for the first time, has shown what he could do.